What is up? Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. How are you doing? Before I say hello to anybody, I have to say, Chris, thank you, dude. As Akito said, before the stream even started, we got gifted memberships coming in. Chris, thank you so much. 5 gifted memberships going to Freezy, Gav, Keenan, Schmitz, and Giggles. It's a funny name. And Smoking Rabbit. Welcome to Rogue Studios, courtesy of Chris. If any of y'all are here, please drop a thank you in the chat. That is incredibly kind, man. Thank you. He said, was that premature? That usually... Well, there you go. I, as always, man, sincerely appreciate it. Thank you. And good morning, everybody. If my voice sounds a little bit weird today, I'm not sick. I've just been having a lot of, like, weird sinus stuff going on, so... I might try and yap a little bit less today than I normally would. But knowing me, that probably won't be successful. Very good to see you all, though. Thank you for tuning in. What do we got? Cody, what's up, man? Mod is Fly, Samurai, Cameron, Matt, Postman, Alejandro, Akito, Stefan, Mark, Sergeant Barry, Dale, Marco. What's going on, folks? Oh, man. What are people up to? We don't have a ton on the agenda today. There's not like a ton happening in the game. We're going to do our weekly stuff that we always do. And it's probably going to be a pretty chill stream. It's also probably not going to be a super long one. I'm probably going to cap it at like 2 hours, if not maybe even a little bit before. Like I said, I'm not feeling the absolute best today, and I've got some stuff to do later, but... we'll hang out. We'll get it going. But yeah. How about that video from yesterday, huh? Well, boy, do I have some thoughts on the response to that video. If you watched it, I did a long conversation about monetization in the game. I was not prepared for the amount of comments I got on that video telling me that I need to stop whining and pay up or I'm broke. That took me by, like, there's not many reactions to my videos these days that shock me. That shocked me. I misjudged where a lot of people would be at on that. But yeah, we'll get to that. And so I guess just to make those people upset, we can check out the new Pestilence skin that they dropped today that I bought. Because that's what I think so many people misread from the video yesterday. People walked away from that saying, oh, so you don't want to support the game or the devs? That, if that's your takeaway, then you didn't get what I was saying at all. That's not what I was saying. The other thing is, and I don't want to sound entitled, we're just diving into this. What are we, 2 minutes into the stream? Not to sound entitled, I have the privilege and the fortune of being able to use microtransactions in this game as tax write-offs at the end of the year. Because I do content on YouTube, so, because I can buy these and say I'm showing them as reviews on my channel. So I'm not even a part of the conversation when it comes to the prices. I made that video because of how many people in the community I've seen say these prices are too high or the way this is set up is not good and all that. So I do that, and then people say that I'm whining and I'm broke. That's crazy. But anyway. We're just getting straight into some spice here, some controversy. We still got the payday event going on for another week. The Yongja bundle is back, or the fall version of the outfit, I guess. And then yeah, they dropped a new skin for the Pestilence that we're gonna look at. Which I've not equipped at all yet, so we'll do it live right here. Were you expecting YouTube comments that weren't brain dead? No, I think it would be really nice if YouTube had a feature where on certain videos you could turn it on to where someone has to watch the entire video before they can comment. That said, I did make a 29-minute video. That is a lot to commit to for anyone. I get that. So the part of that's on me. But I was just surprised by what kind of takes people responded to that with. Comments from people who didn't watch the whole video. I generally agreed with your take. Glad to hear it. And that's the thing. I think, as a lot of you know, I never expect people to just blindly agree with what I'm saying. If I'm saying something that's wrong, you know, fire back. Like, make a counterpoint. But it's always the people who result directly to insults that it's like, well, it seems like you don't actually have that much to say. If your best defense is, you're a bitch. Which is what more than one person called me in that video yesterday. But anyway. Hidexi said, wait, who is broke just got here? Apparently I am. No, I made a video yesterday kind of diving into the whole discussion of monetization and microtransactions in this game. Because it's been an evolving thing over the past, like, year. And a lot of people have frustrations with it, so I tried to voice some of those into video. And there were a good amount of comments, you can scroll through there and find them, of people saying, wow, the entitlement is really coming through in this video, or quit whining, or if you're broke and you can't pay for the skins, just say that. And it's like, that's really not what that video was about. But yeah. And the amount of people saying, well, don't you know that the servers have to be paid and the devs have to be paid? They need to make money. I'm like, so you didn't even watch 60 seconds into the video. That was like one of the first things I brought up. But again, as Postman said, that should be expected for YouTube. All right, but we did get the Pestilence skin, if you want to check all that and check that out. So the Dance Macabre is maybe how you would say it. Looks pretty cool. I've never been a huge fan of the Pestilence's look overall. I mean, it's not bad. It's just pretty plain compared to some of the others. So this gives it a cool, like, skeleton and hazard look. And then there's the fire coming out of the front, which I believe you can see it a little bit at the top there. I believe it ramps up the more you fire. Oh yeah, look, the fire's getting more and more. Very nice. That's cool. Alright, so we'll rock the Pestilence today just to spotlight it a bit and let people see what it's all about. To you as well, Matthew. How you doing, man? Cameron with the $5. Thank you so much. When you talked about the payday event, the discount for people who own the premium pass was a smart idea. Well, thank you. You just donated the amount of money that I suggested they should charge for it in that case. That's very kind, my friend. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, that was the thesis of the video, right? People took away that I don't want to support the game, and that's not what I said at all. What I was saying, and what I do believe, is that if they structure what is already there in such a way that is beneficial or ethical towards the player, then people are more likely to want to support. Even if you reduce costs moderately, if more people buy them, then you're actually going to make more money in the long run, you know? And that was kind of my entire point with the whole thing. Anyway, Cameron, thank you for the 5. That's very kind. And by the way, folks, we already have 150 people in here chilling and hanging out. Welcome. To address the title, because I didn't really know what else to title today's stream, because there's not much going on, but 1 month from right now is smack dab the middle of Gamescom, which we now know, if you caught my video at the end of last week, is going to be when we get the reveal of the snow content. So that's quite exciting. I have a video, probably my next video in a day or two, is going to be talking about some stuff with that and just a general checkup on Division 2, so that should be good, but... All right. I don't mind monetization with skins. Only time it hurts a game is when they impact the game and damage your health. I agree. And I mean, that's what I said in the videos. Like, the type of stuff they're monetizing, I have no problem with. It's just about how they go about it and how it's structured is what I think could use some improvement. Finally caught a RogueGold stream. Hell yeah. Welcome, Austin. Happy to have you here. What's up, GTD? You know what? I actually, because we're in that kind of slump in the season right now where there's not a ton of stuff to talk about, I was thinking about doing a community build type video, and that's at the top of the list. So if I get around to it, then it might It might drop soon, indeed. Shouldn't take the price of a root canal to get a full costume, I think. And that's the thing, like, there are people... I should have mentioned this in the video, but I didn't. When I went to Massive in April, I met a guy who works on the monetization team. Lovely dude, and I'm sure they all are. It's not like these people are here trying to rip people off. It's that they have analytics and they have data that can say, if we set the price at this, there are certain people who are always going to buy it. You know, people who have money sitting around with nothing better to do with it, they're going to buy this stuff. And if that outweighs the amount of money we'll get from lowering it, even if more people get it, you know, maybe it just doesn't get to the same level. I don't know. They have that data, right? And I don't. So it's hard to come in and say, well, this is what they should do because we have the information. We don't. But overall, that's, yeah. That's a whole other discussion, I suppose. What's up, Peter? Okay, Cameron coming in with 1 gifted and Matt Kane coming in with 10. Thank you guys so much. Let's see, which one went to Cameron? Matthew joining up to Rogue Studios, courtesy of Cameron. I know Matthew's here already said thank you. Appreciate it, man. And Cameron, thank you again. It's very kind. And Matt Kane with 10. Going to Tyler, Reggie, GTD, Charlie, Raxus, Sussy, Derp, a Nameless, Ed, and Eclipse. 11 people in one swoop coming in at Rogue Studios. Welcome to everybody. If you're here, drop a thank you. Cameron, Matt, thank you both. As always, GTD again with the 5. Still working on the Ravenous build? Yeah. Sorry, you probably sent that as I was responding to your other one. But yes. If there's no other big news coming out soon, then I will probably be doing a video on that. But yeah, someday it will see the light of day. I appreciate you sending it over. And thank you for the 5, man. That's very kind. As per usual, folks, I haven't left the White House, and people are already just sending over tons of generosity. Much appreciated, folks. What else did I miss? We'll get going here in just a second, I promise. What's up, Leonardo? Good to see you, man. I'm yapping. I'm yapping about stuff that's probably not that important. Could you suggest any good builds for the Scorpio, or is it pretty niche right now? The Scorpio is always good. They did nerf it a little bit, but, I mean, I've never ran a dedicated build with it, I don't think. I've always used it as a secondary, but I imagine that it would be very good with something like Hunter's Fury. That's good with a lot of shotguns in, like, general PvE content. So if you haven't, I would try out Hunter's Fury for sure. Apologies for starting an argument in your comment section about the turmoil. Maybe I missed it. Was it in the video yesterday, Rybread? There was a lot of comments on that video, so I probably just didn't see it. Empty Wallet, greetings from Germany. Thank you for being here. Love the vibe in the videos. I do love the older outro better. Well, thanks for the feedback. That's the problem, is anytime I change one of those things, there's people who say the new one's better and people who say the old one is better, so who knows. I'll keep it on retainer if I ever want to do a throwback in the future. Trey with the 10-month member message. Thank you for being here, dude. I'm doing fantastic. Hope you are as well. Hippie said, new to the channel. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Primate. Primate, I think you... I would be shocked if there's anyone who has a membership longer than you do, man. That's insane. 37 months. Over 3 years of being a member on the channel. Thank you, dude. Said happy Tuesday. To you as well, man. Thank you so much for that. And Cameron with the 2 months. Hunter's Fury is the build I run with Scorpio. There we go. Thank you for for using that to spotlight the build there. Cameron, Primate, Trey, thank you all for being members, along with everybody else in the chat that's chatting. Always good to see so many skulls there. Do you by any chance have an updated build for either Conflict or DZ? Could really use one. The 2 builds that I primarily use, this is what I use in Conflict right here, although this is usually swapped for Iron Lung. Umbra with Iron Lung, Ninja Bike, Contractors, Walker. is what I use like 95% of the time in Conflict. And then in DZ, this is what I use 95% of the time. High end with Catharsis, Companion, Unbreakable, Eagle Bearer. Now that a lot of that could change in the next 3 weeks when we get the Tinkerer. That exotic is going to do a lot for build making, and I'm quite excited to get my hands on it, start messing around. But yeah, I have a link to this build video if you want that. This one I don't have a dedicated video for. I should do it at some point, but it's a little bit easier to understand and set up. Postman with the 34 months on 3 months behind Primate. Well, at that point, it's not a competition. You both are legends. I appreciate you being a member for so long. That is above and beyond, guys. Thank you. All right, let's send me yapping on and on and on. Let's start with our weekly stuff. We'll hop into Descent, get warmed up there, get the project done. Oh, I should have tried to do a priority objective. Oh well. And then we'll hit the Scout, and I'll be sure to throw in a Pestilence build so we can use the skin in there. Give me half a second.
Prohibited. Access denied. Deactivating Shade protocols. Entering combat simulation program.
Alright, that was slightly more than half a second. I lied.
Simulation activated.
No problem, Odzify. Piotr, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Chris with the 15 months, I'm way behind. It's certainly, I was joking earlier, of course. It's not a competition. All of y'all that are choose to be members on an ongoing basis. It's incredibly appreciated. I made a post, a member-only post the other day on the community tab, shouting out the fact that we currently have 50 people at the classified status, which is a record. There's never been that many. And of course, people who are subbed at Rogue Studios tier as well. It's incredible how many people want to willingly go out of their way to support what I do on here. And I'm sure it can seem broken record-y, but it genuinely does help sustain what I do on here and help me keep doing this. So all of y'all have my undying support there. Or undying appreciation, sorry, not support.
Console online.
Go with Surge, I suppose. Ooh, we started with Critical, nice. What's up, Milo? Made the Slayer build, absolutely love it. However, can't seem to get a Fenris Fest of 2 reds. Well, remember that, and this goes for all builds, that the location of rolls doesn't matter. By that I mean on that build, I think I have 4 blue cores and 2 red ones. You don't have to have a blue core on the vest specifically. In fact, it's a lot easier to get a blue core on like a holster, for example, because you only need to get, you don't also have to get a talent to roll correctly. So you very easily can get a Fenrir's Chest, because that always comes with a weapon core. You can get a Fenrir's Chest with either crit chance or damage in the right talent and roll the other one. Or you could get it with crit chance and damage and roll the talent. And then just put a blue core in another piece, you know? So keep that in mind. But yeah, the way I have mine set up specifically, that one was tricky to get. No question. None of these are good, but we'll put Protective Reload on. Alright, there were a bunch of questions right after Milo's. Cameron said, where do you think the climax mission is going to be? I think at either Coney or one of the strongholds. It's a good question, and I also think it's interesting that up until at least last week, obviously I haven't heard the comm from this week, we still don't have any in-game lore about the finale. We know that it's going to center around a rescue op. They told us that in the patch notes, and I covered it in a video a while back. But we've heard nothing about that so far in the game. So I don't know if it's just something they're going to drop on finale day, But yeah, that doesn't really give us much indication as to where it might be. I don't have a ton of predictions. The one I've said for a while, it would be cool if they reused either of the Pentagon missions. I feel like I don't think those have ever been reused for anything.
Console active.
But yeah.
Supply station activated.
What's up, Evans? What was your longest descent run out of curiosity? I believe I made it to 24 or 26, something like that. I could have kept going. The problem is just it takes so much time. I was already like 4 hours into the run and I had other stuff to do. That's why I said my biggest feedback with Descent is always that I wish they had save points. But as the devs have explained, that would require basically rebuilding the entire mode, so that probably won't happen. Leonardo said, what new pesty skin? There's a new one in the store as of today, and I can show it to you as soon as we are out of Descent here. We'll rock it for the Scout, and for, I think we're going to do Conflict later, because it's the weekly project. I'll rock it in there. Wow. Just hit nothing but shield.
Console available.
I used to use the Slayer build, but I've modified it to my own liking. Hell yeah, I mean, ideally that's what people should always do with YouTube builds. You know, they're great templates, they're great ways to look at and see what people are running, but you should always take a build and tweak it to what works for you. Because not everyone plays the same way.
Hostile construction initiated.
They should put a climax mission in Kenley College. Yeah, there was some rumors back in the recruiter season that might be where it would take place because of that comm where he had met, I think Jack was the character they met there. But yeah, I mean, people have said, you know, why not put a climax mission at, Kenley College, or even do one of the raid locations. You could even use one of the dark zones, have a PvE instance of the dark zone for that specific mission. That would be sick. I'd have no opposition to that. Or like I said, use Dark Hours or Iron Horse's map. Like, I believe that comes with additional technical considerations because they store raids and that kind of stuff on different game servers, so I think it gets tricky to make missions there. So maybe it's not quite feasible technically. But I believe Countdown is on the same server, and they did Season 10's climax there, so I don't know. Anything they can do to spice up the variety is always appreciated. Because at a certain point, if they're just sticking to DC missions, they're gonna run out of they're gonna run out of ones. I mean, they've already used, it was White Oak that they used twice, right? That was Season 4's and Year 5 Season 2's. Well, and they've used Roosevelt twice now as well for Jupiter and Kelso. Three of us did a pistols-only descent run on Saturday. Nice, Keith. There should be a combination for that. Ooh. This is the best gun from the Nemesis, in my opinion. And this is the best other skill that I need. I'll go with the gun, just to have it. We're getting lucky today.
Entering new location.
What's up, Apex Demon? Just wanted to say thank you for the videos. I was going through a lot, and your videos saved my life. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you to say. I am more than pleased to have had any kind of impact like that, my friend. Glad you're doing well. Thank you for being here.
Console active.
If you ever want to join our Discord server and have some more people in the community to chat with, you're more than welcome. The join link's down in the description.
Activating chemical hazard. Room selected. Difficulty rating easy.
Trey said got the game on both my
Construction initiated.
PS5 and Xbox. Tried it for real. Couldn't get used to playing with a controller. Definitely staying on PC. I imagine that if you're used to keyboard and mouse, it's hard to go the other way. I, on the other hand, who have played controller my whole life, I'm competent, I think would be the right term. I'm competent on a keyboard and mouse, but I'm not good at it. I'm good on controller, so for me it's the opposite. But that's funny that you gave it a try and just couldn't do it.
Console available.
Off the top of your head, what's the first brand set I should farm? I'm new to the game, only shade level 56 with Striker. Well, welcome to the game, my friend. First brand set you should farm.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating easy.
I would say Cheska.
Initiated.
I forget the full
Hostile
name.
combatant.
It's in a different language than the one I speak, but Cheska, the first piece gives you 8% crit chance, and that is pretty valuable on a lot of damage builds. That and Sombra are both really good. That's crit chance and crit damage. Walker gives you weapon damage and damage to armor. I would say those three are all quite good. Cheska, Sombra, and Walker. Well, welcome to the game. I hope you're enjoying. I assume the stash bug will be fixed in the next update. They said that's what they're targeting, but they can't guarantee it, unfortunately. They've said they've run into some greater issues with it than expected. What's up, Bartos? What's up, Morton? Morton Ryberg in the chat. How you doing, man? Can it snow during summer? That is the question. Although, Morton, I'm sure you might not want to say anything. I know you don't know anything about it, but
Entering new room.
I've seen some people say, and I kind of agree with the thought that since they've announced that they're going to reveal whatever the snow stuff is at Gamescom, that seems indicative to me that it's not just a weather thing. Like if they're going to take the time at a game conference to showcase this thing, it's probably some kind of mode or greater content beyond just we're putting snow in the map. Because anyone who attends that in person who doesn't play Division 2 would be like, okay, you put snow in, cool, why do we care? But I imagine if they're wanting to get wide appeal at something like Gamescom, it's probably going to be a little bit more substantial.
Console available.
I don't really want any of those. I don't have room for another red. We'll take that. If they're keeping the game alive for a couple more years, I feel like they should implement cross-save and cross-play. I know it's a lot of work and effort, but I think it's a good priority to go for. The only problem, Cameron, is that at a certain point it becomes a cost-benefit equation. Because while, yes, I agree that it would do a lot of good things for Division 2, for the amount of time it would probably take for them to pull it off, because what they said before was that we can do it, in theory, but it does come with a degree of risk, and it would take us a lot of time, and we would have to delay whatever other content plans we're working on at the moment. In theory, and this is just for the sake of argument, we don't know, but let's say that Division 3 is targeting like a 2028 release date, right? Which is just my own theory. Again, we don't know that. But if they are targeting something like that, then if it takes you a year or something to do cross-play or cross-save, then you're already, you know, you're pushing towards when Division 3 is going to come out, and it's infinitely easier. I think I know this, at least, even though I'm not a game developer. It's infinitely easier to put something like that into Division 3 from launch than it would be to retroactively put it in Division 2. So as much as I agree that it would be amazing to have those things right now in Div 2, I just don't know financially and from a resource perspective if it makes sense for them to do it. Plus, they've said with all the technical issues that Division 2 has, there is a degree of risk with trying to like migrate save files and rebuild a whole new saving system. So I don't know. It's a tricky subject. That's for sure. I'll put a sticky bomb on, why not? I'm sure it will be a winter setting, just making fun of the fact that it's been summer for many years. Indeed it has. But I'm very, very interested to get to Gamescom and see what it's all about. Especially because of, I mean, they've said publicly before. Obviously, I know you know this, Morton. They've, you know, it was a fact that snow was going to be very hard to do in the game. So what's changed? And I also want to know who made this thing. Whatever it is. Because they were all hands on deck for the DLC. I know that for a fact. So I'm very curious about the entire thing. Luckily we don't have to wait long for answers.
Hostile spawn from highlighted doors. Hostile construction initiated.
Down here.
What? He didn't get set on fire from that? That's crazy.
Console online.
CJ says it has to be a new mode. I mean, there's a chance that it could be that they could make another DLC. We know that that is something that they have been pulling about. I did a video about the survey that went out. So maybe they found a way to do snow and they're just saying the DLC that maybe we would get next year, even though that seems still like a pretty quick turnaround, but I don't know. There's too many unknowns at this point, you know?
Activated.
Who is the manhunt target? According to the patch notes for this season, it's going to be a deep cover op within the Black Tusk that we are rescuing, because he never got extracted after Schaefer was put into a coma. I hope it's more than just survival, because I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It's probably going to be something like that. I'm sorry you feel that way. For me, survival is still just one of those immaculate experiences that brings so much atmosphere and tension. But there's never going to be one piece of content that satisfies everybody, so we will see what it is. Are they making us pay for the snow? And there are no details on whatever it is. At this point, I would be very surprised if Division started charging for content other than major DLCs like Battle for Brooklyn was. And if I were to put $5 on it right now, I don't think that snow thing is going to be a major or part of some major DLC, because I just don't think they could make another one that quickly. But that is entirely speculation on my end. We don't have enough details to really draw any conclusions at this point in time. Regarding crossplay, there's one big boon for having it ASAP would boost and combine the player base and build strong foundation for the sequel. I mean, it's incredibly true. Whatever they can do now to strengthen the popularity of the Division's brand and identity, like, that'll do nothing but help Division 3. I guess it's more of just a matter of how many resources are Ubisoft willing to allocate to it to make that happen, you know? Because we know what the team, we know generally the kind of load and expectation the current team can take on, and while it's admirable, it's just a question of how much they can do.
Difficulty rating easy.
So they're coming out with winter then. Andrew, all we know for certain is that they posted a picture of the Capitol building in DC covered in snow, and well, like the general area covered in snow, and they said we're working on brand new things for the Division 2. And then they told us last week that we will get more information on whatever that is at Gamescom next month. Those are the only pieces of information we know. Anything else is speculation, including whatever I'm saying. But yeah, we will find out what that means pretty soon.
Console available.
Do you think next patch will add more blueprints to the control point loop pool? I'm sure they're trying to do it as frequently as possible. I don't have a good sense of like what's left, like what's not available. Aside from I know the Season 3 stuff is not in there yet, but I know that had a bug with it. So I don't know. I imagine if there are still more ones to be added, they will try and do those as soon as they can. But I don't know. If the snow is a separate game world mode, it would be easier to reintroduce it. Yeah, that's kind of why I, especially, and again, I know you know this very well, Morton, but like conversations I've had with people over the years, like, given how big of a challenge it seems like it would have been to bring snow to Div 2, it just seems like having it be a separate instance makes a lot more sense. And again, if they're announcing now, we're going to show this at Gamescom, we're going to have like a panel on it and like future content and stuff. It's not, there's no way they're just going to say, we brought snow. Because again, anyone who's not like currently playing Division 2 or is like a huge franchise fan or veteran, they're not going to care. They're going to be like, okay, I could go play Star Wars Outlaws. That has snow in it. So I really think it has to be more substantial than just saying we brought a new weather pattern to the game. Oh, I was hoping that would light him up through the... Oh, hello. Bam. I'm starting the Battle for Brooklyn DLC tonight. Unreal Rex, enjoy. It's a quick little campaign, but I had a lot of fun with it. So I hope you do too. Be sure to take your time and really take in the world and explore and stuff. There's a lot of secrets to find. There's a lot of good like mini puzzles in the open world and all that.
Biohazard activated.
Sounds good, Cameron. Sorry, you might have already dipped out, but I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you again for the generosity and the gifts, my friend. Super appreciated. How about they don't bring out Div 3 and keep Div 2? Make it a great game by adding a PvP mode. So here's the biggest problem with the let's not do Division 3 and keep Division 2 alive argument. You know the amount of technical issues that we have right now in Div 2? And that is only going to get exponentially worse as the years go on, and they try and keep this game going. Had the original development team not left and we could have kept some continuity in that stuff from the beginning, maybe it would have been a little bit better. But the fact is, the older these things get, the more and more... It's the exact same with a house or a building in real life, right? You build the foundations to support something, but if you keep trying to add rooms and levels and more and more and more on top of that, eventually those foundations are going to wear down. And so you either have to invest majorly into upkeeping that thing, which would require tons of work, or they can make a new game every 5, 7, 9 years, however long it's going to be when Div 3 drops, that solves those problems by making a new game. And really, a new game is more attractive than a game that's going on 10 years old. even if we all love Division 2 or Division 1 before it, games always draw more attention and get more, more sales or whatever when it's a new thing. That's just how it is. So while I understand the sentiment for wanting to keep Division 2 around forever, it's unfortunately not the most realistic. Thanks, Helios. I was I was starting to catch wind of that. Yeah, pretty much exactly what Morton said right there. If Div 2 were to continue to expand, it would need a complete tech overhaul. In order to attract massive amounts of new players, you need a new game. Yep. So, even though it's not always the most fun to restart, Div 3 is kind of needed at this point. I personally have no problem with the restarting. I know a lot of people are like, if they do a Div 3, we better get to keep our entire stash. I like fresh starts. I want to, have that experience over again of finding out new stuff and building back. But again, I know not everyone is a huge fan of that.
Supply station activated.
Lieutenant Eclipse, good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. It's so interesting hearing these conversations now in the Destiny community's dealt with this for years. I mean, to be fair, at least from a player support level, it is a tough thing to weigh, right? Because I know, I see a lot of comments across the community. It's, more or less a job of mine as a creator to at least have some kind of a feeling on how the community thinks on different things. There are a lot of people out there who are not the biggest fan of the idea of a Division 3. They just want to stick with Div 2. They want to keep all their stuff. They don't want to have to restart over. So if technical considerations were not a factor, there would be a very legitimate argument for saying let's stick with Division 2 and not make another game. Now, in Bungie's case, they might not have had a choice given all the other factors going on there, but there might be some degree of what they're trying to do. That's like, what if we do the World of Warcraft approach and keep it going for 20 years? It's possible, but there are, as with all things, pros and cons to each choice,
Console active.
Is the content snow just about snow, or is there actually new gameplay involved? And I said any rumors about what's being shown at Gamescom? So I'll lay out, again, we were talking about this a few minutes ago. All that is known for sure about the snow stuff is that they dropped a picture in June with snow on the DC map and said, we're working on something brand new for Division 2. So we had that. And then last week, they said, we can't tell you anything today about that picture and what it means, but there will be more information at Gamescom, which for anyone who doesn't know is an international gaming convention, and it's a pretty big deal over in Europe. Excuse me. So that's all we know for sure. What I have kind of maintained since we heard about the Gamescom thing is that the chances of them going to, or having a panel about this at Gamescom and making a presence for Division 2 at Gamescom just to say we're bringing snow to Division 2 would probably fall pretty flat. Because unless you're an active Division 2 player, or you're like a huge mega fan of Division 1, nobody cares that you're putting snow into a 7-year-old game. Like, that's not, on its own, that's not a huge thing, even though it seems to be a big technical challenge for Division 2. No one's going to care. So if they're making a point of going to Gamescom for it, I imagine that it has to be some kind of significant game mode or something. But again, I want to stress that is entirely speculation. And I could be completely wrong, and we could get to next month and they just say, we're bringing snow, and that's it. So, let me be very clear on that. But I imagine that it has to be something more significant. How I missed that? How? All right, Nemesis time. My sweatshirt's out for delivery. Nice. You'll have to let me know what you think, Postman. I know Jam got his. He said he was liking it. I suppose that's a good opportunity I'll shout out if anybody was unaware or they want one. You can check out the RogueGold merch store. I actually don't know if I've updated the stream description to have the link in there. If not, I will need to do that. But you can find the link on my channel about page, or I know there's a tab on the channel for like merch because I integrated the shop. Anyway, there's merch out there. I'm gonna try and work on some new designs as time goes on. I don't know what I'm doing. None of these are really applicable for the Nemesis, so we'll just throw that on. There were genuine conversations about going subscription-based with Destiny 2's community. And again, with some games and models that works. Again, with World of Warcraft. But especially for a console game, I think that's tougher to pull off than a PC deal. Sounds good, Morton. Thank you for tuning in. Always good to see you, hear your perspective. Take care. Hi, Rogue. I'll be watching the stream today while taking a break. Good to see you. It's got to be big because the Division team hasn't been to Gamescom in a while. You would think. But again, the golden rule, nothing is confirmed until it's confirmed. So we will have to wait and see what we find out. Since when did the Loot Goblin drop in Summit? Since Summit came out, he's been there. That's always been a thing.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating. Nemesis.
Matt said I was wearing my t-shirt yesterday. Nice.
Increase.
Here said I got my hat last week. It's pretty dope. Hell yeah. Glad you like it. I tried to... There was a lot of back and forth this time on the quality of the materials. I tried a few different samples that I wasn't happy with and
System curtailed.
had to pick different ones. So really glad to hear you like it. Bing Bong said, any news on the Division 1 login issue? I haven't heard anything new, but I do know that the devs are aware and looking into it. Julian, who is the executive producer on the entire franchise, was responding to some things about it on Twitter. So they're aware. I don't know what the current
Serious trauma detected.
updates are, though. Read emails, just sent one to you. Piotr, I will make sure to check it out later in the day. Typically, I don't advertise for people to contact me that way, just because that's intended for like channel management and business kind of stuff. But I understand not everybody has Discord and Twitter, so I'll be sure to check it out. There we go.
Simulation terminated. Collect and gather.
By the way, folks, wanted to say thank you for 250 people hanging out. We just passed 100 likes, I was about to say, before we got there, but y'all smashed it anyway. Thank you for being here. I forgot it's got to autoplay the descent comm. Gotta end the transmission right away.
You just found her hiding there on the mobile shade server?
I didn't exactly. Facility detected.
Oh, I'm out of
Combat simulation program
cache
active.
slots. Hey Rogue, any thoughts on if they'll make another incursion through Paradise? Was one of my builds. We know that they prototyped another incursion at one point. It was called Wallops Island, or at least that's where it took place. It was kind of like an astronaut-themed deal, but they confirmed that unfortunately it did not make it out of the prototyping phase. There's, behind the scenes, they prototype and conceptualize a lot of different stuff that doesn't end up making it to the game, and so that unfortunately was one of those one of those things, which sucks because I love Paradise, and I think doing more incursions would be pretty cool, but they have a limited amount of resources, unfortunately. None so Jai with the 11 months as a member. Thank you, man. How's everyone doing today? Well, as per usual, I can only speak for myself, but I'm doing fantastic. How are you? Thanks for being a member for nearly a year, man. Means a lot. We'll crack these open. Let's see, what blueprint will I get? The mop. What's up, Light? Where's the video from 8 months ago still it? If it's the 3.0 one, the Slayer 3.0, that is still exactly what I run. I've not updated it since then. When and if there's ever a better way to run it, I'll certainly make a 4.0. But yeah, that 3.0 video is still 100% up to date. Red Storm Hunter. That's a funny name, given Red Storm was a studio in Div 2. Just got back into D2 and your channel's helped me a ton to get up to speed. So happy to hear it. Pleasure to have you here, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. What's up, Frank? Good to see you, dude. Been playing Outriders again and catching up on Destiny 2. Nice. It was sad to hear recently that they were working on an Outriders sequel and it got canceled. I liked the first game. It wasn't... I had my gripes with it, but it was fun. At least to go through once with the campaign. All right. Need to do the scout. Do you believe the Netflix movie is still happening? No, the directors of fan mode's been nothing but crickets for a while. The last update we had was in May of 2024. So a bit over a year ago, where he said it's still happening, can't talk about it, but keep the faith, I think was more or less his message. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Netflix dropped out from producing the movie, but that was years ago, so prior to him saying that it's still on, we just haven't really gotten many updates. Uh-oh. I'm ignoring Aikido? I'm sorry. Third time's the charm. What are your thoughts on a weather mechanic that changes the environment based on what season it is? Like low areas flooded or not, snow mounds covering certain things. I would love to see it in Division 3. I don't think they could do it in Div 2 from a technical level. But yeah, having a dynamically, or let's say at least a system that can dynamically change the weather in 3 would be awesome. Whether or not that mirror, like people have said it should mirror like real life weather patterns, I think that's tough because then you get into like lore implications of how much time has actually passed. But yeah, having the ability at least to switch seasons would be quite cool. What's a good PvE Pestilence build? Because I want a rocket to show off the new skin. Try to run like the backbone and high-end stuff, or I should probably just do Striker. That's always keeps it easy. I don't have to go and make a whole new build. Let's do this. We got the skin on. I'm gonna put different gloves on so we don't have to look at the brown gloves there. I think this mask from the Payday one is really sick. This is the one from the Twitch drops. The gold one in the store looks cool. I just don't really want to get another. Like, that does look sick, I'll admit. I don't know. But I've got how long on this? Another week? We'll see how I feel by next week if I want to drop another $5 for that. Yeah, it dropped today. Jive, it dropped today. This is it right here. And there's the like green fire stuff builds up the more you shoot. It's pretty tight. So we're gonna rock it here while I play through the scout and stuff so y'all can see it. The Payday masks pair really well with the recruiter outfit. Doesn't leave the neck showing. Really? Oh, nice. Yeah, that is cool. That goes for the... Hello? You don't get to knock me out of my menu. It goes for the death roll one as well. Alright. This is what we'll rock. What do we got for the scout? Disrupt enemy operations in the East Mall. Okay. Clanmate wants in. I need to turn on
You are now group leader.
these.
An agent from your clan has joined your team.
It's going to do target rich. Best kind of defense. Should probably also make sure that my crit stats are good. Let's get one more crit chance mod since I have obliterate. And then I want to turn on Ragers just since Ragers is nice just to give ads a little bit more health since they die so quickly, and it's just free XP, so almost no reason not to now that they fixed it. Is the refactor set worth running? 100%. Refactor is really good in a lot of kinds of content, especially if you're playing in a group. It's a really strong support healing build. Rogue, if you have the pieces, Pestilence Langmo stacks is damn fun right now. Pesty Langmo. So yeah, like Backbone, 2 other Langmo and Contractors, I assume. I will have to try it at some point. I figured just for this run, I don't want to spend the time making the whole thing, but this should work well. Alright, activities in the East Mall. Can we just do like a little convoy? Or what does it consider operations?
Civilians in distress.
The scout is a longer one this week? Oh boy. Well, we'll get to it. Oh god, the baby face. So yeah, like if I keep shooting, you can see the pestilence flames there build up and then kind of die back down. It's pretty sick. As far as what types of skins they should pursue, I'm a big fan of these exotic skins, like they did with the pecan, and now this. I know the St. Elmo's is supposed to be getting one because I added a slot there. I would love to see one, if I was going to pick like one that I think they should do, I would love to see one on the blue screen. That gun looks fine, but for how much I like using it, I would love if it looked a bit cooler. So I'd love to see a blue screen skin. So they're right here. By the way, if you haven't caught on, Target-Rich Environment is a really strong active mod from this season, if you don't want to use one of the specialized link ones. You can get high stacks in every category. So did that count for credit for the scout? I'm assuming operations just means general activities. I did, sweet, so we just need to do the territory now. Cool. What's up, Jay Bernie? How you doing, man? All right. Are the legacy manouts worth doing? Do all my scouts. Yeah, as Indra said, some of them can give you skills. The legacy manouts are also how you gain control of the East Wall. Is that just control points? You have to go and do every control point. I guess that's Matt was saying it's a longer one. Legacy manouts are also the form of storytelling after the major campaigns. So after Warlords of New York is when technically the first season was, and that kind of lets you follow the storyline post-campaign. So if you like story, or if you just want to get some good unlocks, then yeah, I'd say they're worth doing. Some of them are pretty cool too. They involve various levels of mechanics and all that. Would you say just now about Target-Rich? I was just saying that it's a pretty good active mod. I feel like the emphasis this season has been on the links. But Target-Rich is nice because it lets you build up all three of the values pretty well, and you still get the ×4 multiplier. So I just think it's worth considering using if you haven't really before now. So like I'll pop it now. It also helps distribute the hostile modifiers a little bit if you are finding that not a lot of enemies have them nearby. It applies the marks to some ads. I'm dropping frames right now for some reason. Watch it be like the pestilence skin causes you to drop frames. That would be something. Yeah, that fire on the... once you get this thing going is sick. Skin's pretty cool. Does the... is it actually kind of glow in the dark? I can't tell. Obviously the fire lights up, but I can't tell if the other stuff is just paint or if it actually glows a little bit. Absolutely melted them. Look at all those marks. Oh, there's still a guy behind? Shoot. Nice.
Supply room access unlocked.
Yeah, I guess it is glowing a little bit.
Thank you for showing.
People who are asking, this is a skin for the pestilence that dropped today. So it's just a visual skin for a gun that we have.
Without you.
Alright. Go over here and then skip back, I guess. How's it going, Matthew? Good to see you.
Detected. Guarded by hostiles.
Exactly, Chris. How dare you? How dare you not buy microtransactions from a corporation? It's just, I don't know why. I don't know. It's also ironic to me that in so much of my content I'll get called a shill for not like going out of my way to bash individuals who are working on a game. But then as soon as I criticize one thing, hardly even. It's mostly just giving feedback on one thing. Apparently I'm this terrible person who refuses to support a game I play. I'm like, that's a wild take right there. I can't aim lower down than that. I physically couldn't aim it where they were coming from. That was whack. No, shoot him, not me. Ow.
Vital signs critical. Hostiles guarding location nearby. Reinforcements en route. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, Matthew.
You're gonna die today.
Look at the beams.
Hostile detected. Detected. Nearby location guarded by hostiles.
Just like how.
Easy. Alright, sorry, I missed a lot of what was going on in the chat. Just getting back into the game after about 2 years, completely different. What's up, Bill? Yeah, a good amount has changed.
Supply room access unlocked.
As I said before in your videos, like a style. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the internet. People can and will do whatever they're going to do, you know? But I figure if I'm actually going to try and give feedback on something, I might as well do it in a way that's actually helpful and not just get angry for the sake of views. Because at the end of the day, negative content is more viral and more popular. But that's just not... I don't personally care to approach things that way, so... What LMG is that? It's the Pestilence. Beals, there's a new skin for it in the store.
Hostile control point nearby.
Do a poll for which outro to use. Sounds good, Wallet. I'll think about it. Thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm almost out of ammo. How would you feel about a ranked conflict? In theory, it'd be cool. In practice, not worth the investment until they put significant effort into fix or improve PvP. Especially on PC with the amount of cheating problems right now, it would just... there would be almost no point to doing it. And there would have to be much more regular balancing efforts made for me to even want to partake in something like that. As hard as it is for me to suggest that I wouldn't care for something PvP related, that one specific thing would. We need a good amount more, a lot more love from the team, you know? Hello? What just blinded me? Wow. I just got hit with bullets from multiple ads. Somewhere a grenade came in. That was wild. Are they up here? No, I think they're down low. We're gonna hit this, because these guys all have double marks, or triple marks.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Incoming hostiles detected.
What is that pestilence skin? It's in the store as of today. The dance macabre or something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing it. The beams.
Supply room access unlocked.
I'm 3 weeks behind in the scouts. Well, the good news this season, Frank, if you didn't see, is that you actually only need to do the high value target ones, which is week 8 and then week 12, to unlock the climax. If you don't care to get the lore drops every week, you only need to do 2 of the scouts. Virtuoso with Pesty. Yeah, I had someone recommend that to me. I need to try it. Because Virtuoso I haven't jived with a ton in the past, but it makes sense why it would be good with the varying ranges that the ticks are getting kills at. Leonardo, I think we're just blasting through the last bit of the scout here, and then afterwards we're going to run conflict. If you want to do some conflict games, I'm sure we can get you in, yo. We can get a 4-stack going. So let me know. Whoops, I turn on auto run and it makes me vault on the corner of a truck. Helios has got a blast. Thanks for hanging out, man, as always. Thank you for doing the mod things. See you around, man. Beasley said I can't seem to find the Pestilence skin. So if you go into the store, right here at the top of the bundles, and then you tab over twice, it's back here. The Dance Macabre comes with that. And a pretty cool, honestly, I'm not always the biggest fan of weapon skins, but this one's pretty cool. I think you can also go to... Yeah, if you go to the weapon skins category, it's down here alongside the pecan one.
Control point detected.
Matt said anyone who doesn't see the skin, try quitting out all the way and restarting. Yeah, I feel like sometimes there are issues with like the store not fully updating for everybody. That was a lot of missed shots on my part. You're gonna spawn right here. Jeez. The best is when, at this point, when they all spawn right in that tent. Although this time I did not get a good grip on controlling the spawns. Let's try this. I can't see through my own smoke from Exodus. Oh, they spawned behind. It's tough, right as I got the buff too.
The armor hostile detected.
I'm waiting to see one. Here we go. Take control of air and space. All right. It's invaded. Does anyone know if air and space has to be on normal, or can you do the invaded version? If anyone's done the scout this week.
Supply room access unlocked.
Downtown needs to invade if you capture the library and do the blockade. Oh yeah, get your get your bug to proc. Do I have a blockade up there? I don't know if I do. Only one way to find out. Well, I don't want to do it twice. People are saying it doesn't matter. Alright. Then we will do the invaded. Get the rewards for that.
Civilians in danger.
Black Tusk has already established a foothold here.
What's up, Stuart? Can you explain the anniversary backpack, how to get the shade counter on top? And I can color change it, but that's it. You mean like how to acquire it? Unfortunately, it was just a limited time giveaway item for the 6th anniversary. You had to log in within a specific window. So if you didn't get it then currently you can't get it. Maybe they'll bring it back for next year's anniversary. I don't know. But yeah, at the moment you can't get it, I'm afraid. God, standard invaded missions are just so easy. Like, the two guys coming out of the helicopter as if we're not just going to automatically beam them off of there.
Serious trauma detected. System malfunctioning. System reactivated. Local area network detected.
Check any terminals. The more intel we can find out Black Tusk, the better we'll be able to counter them.
Access the network.
Asymmetric encryption protocol detected. Installing backdoor.
I hope this encryption is to protect something juicy.
Oh, can I move away from it? I just want the Lexington missed out on that. Yeah, as Anarchy mentioned, they did say in the stream last week, or they fully confirmed that both it and the Turmoil will return at some point.
A 75% complete. Connection remotely terminated.
Shit, they cut off the
All that just for them to terminate the connection?
System curtailed. System
Humanity has
restored.
been observing the planets for millennia, but we are only now beginning to Earth, the third rock from the sun. Our home may not be the center of our universe, but so far, it's the only place that can support life as we know it. These vast reaches of space, is it rational to think that our little planet is the only precious gift created in life? We know that Mars once had vast oceans, yet the elements found on Earth could only be created in the intensity of a supernova. While no other planet on our solar system sustains life, it's possible.
Can't see him. I like how the Exodus smoke is actually more of a disadvantage than an advantage, since visually it doesn't mean anything for the enemies not seeing you. Oh, I forget they spawn below you after that. Then climb ladders now. No worries, Beasley. Hope you like it.
System reactivated.
Oh no, I got stuck behind the door.
Flowing water, as evidenced by these images. At one point, more than 3 billion years ago, one-third of the Martian surface could have been covered by oceans. Martian exploratory craft has sent back evidence
Oh,
of waters as well, ranging from
teammate just
gullies
lagged the F
to
out.
river systems to what appear to be ancient lakes. There are also minerals on the surface of Mars that could only have been formed in a liquid water environment. Today, water can be found on Mars largely as ice at the Martian North Pole, although small quantities exist as water vapor in the thin Martian atmosphere or as brines in the Martian soil.
Network signal detected.
Sounds promising.
Hermes is here with the 20-month member message. Said 20 months, hell yeah. Thank you, man. For as much as we joke around, being sub for 20 months like that is insane. Thank you very much, dude. Happy Ben, how you doing? I don't remember where the signal is in here. Is it back here? Right here.
Data corrupted.
Damn it. Guess we keep looking. secure the final hall. Maybe you'll find a terminal there.
The final hall.
Finish mopping up these assholes and let's see what we can find.
Concentrating fire.
Oh my goodness, deleted.
It's probably bricked, but check out the server just to be sure.
Reformat cancelled. Detect data.
There we go. Scout 8 done. Or 8, or is that 9?
We were able to recover to our tech guys just in case.
That was 9. Very nice. So 3 weeks till the finale.
The museum is secure. Well done. Here's hoping we get some value from the data you transmitted.
Been doing alright, just moved into a new place, we getting settled. Just finished this week's Scout. The comment's pretty interesting. Well, I'm excited to listen to it then. Oh, it's called The Diamond. Has to be interesting then. Alright. So yeah, I think we're just going to run a few conflict games for the rest of the stream. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one today. So maybe we'll do, I don't know, 3 games or something. If anyone on Xbox wants to jump in, we have 2 slots. Okay. If Leonardo is still here, if you want to run Conflict Command, be sure to drop your gamer tag in the chat. And I'm happy to get you in. You got first dibs. Otherwise, anyone else on Xbox is welcome to join. What's your graphic settings? I'm on consoles, so I can't change anything related to graphics. I'll pass on conflict. Alright, no worries. What about snow content? What Division is doing, GTA Online is done. Well, the golden rule in game development is things that seem easy are actually hard, and what's hard seems easy. Or what seems hard is actually easy. Division and GTA Online are 2 very different games. To the best of my information, when they moved on to doing Division 2, part of what they had to do in the engine upgrades, they wanted to upgrade certain stuff, and they more or less took out the ability to do snow. So for them to now add it, as they've teased, they've have to gone back and do a bunch in the engine to make that possible. I'm sure that's a very layman description, and I could be completely wrong because I'm not a div and don't work on the game, but stuff is not always as easy as it seems. What happened to the snow? If you mean the new content tease, you say who? We're getting a reveal of it next month at Gamescom. Alright, I'll do last call since no one said anything yet. If anyone on Xbox wants to jump in for some conflict games, put your gamer tag in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to jump into it here in just a moment. I just need to swap to Rock and Pestilence. And I need one more crit chance mod. Oh, the bell. Chris said you really don't want me in conflict. All right. Donai said they'll jump in. Damn, every time I say this, I forget that Xbox is having a join issue with the party invites. All right, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. I will try my best to get you guys in, but I keep forgetting that it doesn't let you send game invites from that screen. Let's just try this really quickly. Give me one moment. I don't know what I need to do to get that through my head, and then I need to stop promising that I can get people in the game when it's bugged. But Adonai, let me try yours first. And then Nikito, you sent your thing before Robert. So if you want in, you can. Otherwise, I can invite Robert. Your choice. I see a bunch of questions coming in. I will answer them as soon as we get everybody situated here. Feel free to send it, Hermes. I'm ready. Aikido, do you want in or should I invite Robert? If Robert can't join? Okay. Yeah, let me try it. If this doesn't work getting people in, then until they fix the issue, I need to stop promising that I can do it. I hope they can fix that issue. It's actually pretty annoying for these purposes. Okay, we at least got a Donai in here. Nice. Now I just need to wait to see if Roberts will show up. Last time we only got one person in. Because it was being real dumb about it. I see a bunch of people dropping their names now. I think we're full up, people, unfortunately. Because we can only fit 4 in for conflict. But any chances in the future, we will take advantage of. All right, it looks like Robert's worked. So we've got 4, Keto. God, the bell. Oh, I forgot to switch back. There we go. Sorry. Everyone was just staring at a black screen. All right. Well, if everyone's set, then accept that conflict invite. Let's do it. Looks like somebody hasn't yet. I'm just going to cancel it until we're all ready. Do it one more time. Still says 0 out of 8. Is everyone... Someone's not doing it. I just don't want it to kick anybody.
Civilians are kindly reminded not to loiter near the entrances and exits. Thank you for your cooperation.
There we go. Now it's part of it. All right. There were a lot of questions in the chat. What did I miss? Do you think the default Young Ja hoodie will come to the store? I don't know. It was originally a season pass reward. They have put season pass rewards in the store before. I remember they turned the Heartbreaker outfit into a bundle. So it's possible, but I would say it's less likely than a regular store bundle just returning, you know? Hey, Rogue, what's your idea on gear being used as in for D3? Basically the backpack being used to carry things, not as gear set, more towards a survival theme, not Div 1 survival. If you mean for the entire game, I would not be a huge fan. I personally want Division 3 to be a looter shooter, but that's just because I love looter shooters, and that's what originally drew me towards the game. Totally, if they want to have a survival mode, that'd be cool. But if you're asking my opinion, I would want Division 3 to be a looter shooter and not a survival game. It's possible Massive are adding snow and other tech as a sort of test for Division 3. Certainly possible. Yeah, they did it in Division 1, so you never know. Grateful for the answer. Oh yeah, no problem, Matthew. And again, I apologize for not being able to accommodate there, but the best time that I have for grouping up with people is here on the streams like this. At least at this point in time. Ninotorious said, "What's up, RG in chat? As a noob to the Division, as a noob, the Division 2 community has been nothing but a great experience. Playing on PlayStation, the experience group I joined randomly hooked me up with a few exotics. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, every community has its good and bad sides, right? But historically, the Division has some pretty good people out there. So I'm glad you had that experience. Hope you got some good exotics. And I hope hope you continue enjoying the game. Appreciate you being here. All right, here we go. I'm taking a drink of water before I read Hermes' deeply philosophical question. All right, he said there's been some talk regarding the Battle for Brooklyn DLC and how it feels like Division 2 is using more nostalgia as a marketing tactic instead of simply paying homage to Division 1. To you, where does the line sit between stealing Division 1 content as a marketing tactic and paying respect to what came before? I honestly don't have that much of an issue with what they did with the DLC in terms of that. I know, like you said, some people did. If this was a thing where moving forward, like every single update or content drop was mostly pulling something from Division 1, then I would start to say, okay, we need to actually make new stuff and not just do nostalgia. But they said, and I mean, when I was at Massive, they said like one of the core themes of this DLC was nostalgia. Like that was the point. They wanted to, recognize the legacy of Division 1 and pay homage to it and everything. I also think that had they just used like the exact same slice of Brooklyn that we had in Division 1 and not changed it, that would have felt much more rip-off-ish than homage-y. Those are not words, but you know what I mean. But the fact that they took the small slice we had, expanded it, showed the progression of time, changed the season. Like they put it, yes, it was the same area and they were banking on nostalgia, but there was a lot of work that went into making it feel still refreshed and new and like it still was within the world. So I don't really have that much issue with what they did, and I was a fan. And as far as like the modifiers this season, doing that stuff and the exotics as well. I mean, they said this season's theme is Division 1 nostalgia. So again, moving forward, if they were to do it every single time, then that would become more of a problem. But as it is right now, I like what we got. Trying to hide before they rush in. He didn't know I was there. Oh, behind me. Whoever hit that Seeker Mine is a legend. He's got the skin as well.
Immediate medical assistance needed. System disrupted. System restored.
I should have popped the kit.
Trauma detected.
Oh! I got it off.
Agent down.
I can't jump down? I don't know why I pre-fired that so hard. Oh! How did he get behind me?
Critical.
That was a surprise.
Boost about to activate. Boost online.
Alright, spawn flip. I'm gonna go this way then, because 3 of them are about to spawn over here. If I can grab the boost and hide, then we'll probably get almost another wipe. Oh yeah, easy. They haven't even spawned in yet. They just did now.
Allies are acquiring the boost. The boost
Grab this
has
and
been taken
hide.
by allies. Hostile Stinger Hive detected. Hostile explosive Seeker Mine detected.
Alright, I guess none of them came back this way.
If the enemy doesn't turn this around, they'll be pulled out.
Good play.
Immediate medical assistance
I really
needed.
didn't know where they were. I agree with Hermes in some ways, but Massive knows they have an OG division player, so why not cater to us? Brooklyn made me feel like I was back home again in a sense. But yeah, I mean, again, I know I just said this like 3 times, but if this is a recurring pattern, then that's when I think it would be more problematic. But it's not like they've been banking on nostalgia for years. They've done very different stuff. And so if for this one DLC and update they said, hey, let's just pay homage to Division 1 in a lot of cool ways, then sure. I don't have a problem with that. Again, especially because so much work went in to still make it new, even though it was a location we'd been to before. They added a lot to it. They transformed it. And I would say a lot of stuff was handled with respect, like the Echo for Faye. Everything else, I didn't have a problem there.
Specialization supply drop your way.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent incapacitated. Agent killed.
I agree. I remember sitting at the character Cretan police car in BFB and thinking it all started right here.
That's one for the friends.
Yeah, totally. No, it was a good question. And, I mean, if people do feel that they've been ripped off and that it's over banking on nostalgia, that's a fair opinion. But yeah. Oh, GG's Bandit, were you on the other team? Alright, chat, I'm gonna run 2 more games, and then I gotta pack up and head out. Shorter stream today.
An agent is no longer in your group.
Oh, Robert backed out. Did you only have time for the 1 game, Robert? May I ask what your goal was with the monetization bid? Hoping him to be seen by the devs polling players' opinions. No. I mean, let's see, 1 sec. Accidental didn't mean to exit. I'm worried that if we back out right now, it's gonna auto queue everyone else, because that'll happen sometimes. We'll probably, okay, we're gonna play this one, Robert, and then we can back out and get you in for the last one. What was my goal with the monetization video? I mean, I don't make any of my videos expecting or hoping that the devs will watch them. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit, you know, pretentious. Sure, that would be great if they want to hear my viewpoints, but at the end of the day, people have subscribed to me over the years for one reason or another, but I have to imagine at least one common thread is because they like some of my thoughts and opinions or stuff, or they feel that I properly articulate their thoughts on things. And so really, I had just been seeing a lot of comments over the months about people who are more and more frustrated by how the game is handling its monetization and microtransactions, and I shared some of those same thoughts, and so I thought I'll make a video on it. That's really all there is to it. My goal with starting the channel many years ago was just to say, you know, I enjoy talking about the good and the bad with this game. What if I could put those discussions online and include other people in the conversation? So, in many ways, that's what the majority of my videos, and certainly that one yesterday, are about too.
Defeat the enemy before your reinforcements are spent.
They definitely leaned hard on monetization, but it's what's kept the Division 2 alive.
Hostile explosive.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I was not in any way saying they should not do microtransactions. That was not what I said in my video yesterday. But what some people seem to have not been able to pick up on the nuance of is that at one time, the game survived purely off of season pass revenue. I mean, not that long ago, right? In 2022, and before they started doing all this, really the only monetized thing was the season passes. They even got the DLC greenlit when that was still a thing, before they were doing all this stuff now. So, for all the people commenting and trying to pretend that they need the amount of money they're charging now to stay alive, that's simply not true. So my main thesis with that video was, with how many areas they've expanded the microtransactions over the past, like, 18 months, there are certain ways in which it could be improved to be a bit more fair and ethical towards the player. That was really my primary takeaway point with the video. I think it was a high quality vid with well thought arguments. Thank you very much. I'm glad you thought so. I got a good amount of comments at the same time who told me I was whining and I should stop complaining. So that was I appreciate you saying that. What's up, Jake? I got the EB the other day. Do you have the PvE build for it? I certainly do. Let me link it to you right after I'm done in here. But congrats, I love the EB. I hope you'll end up liking it. Well, that was something. I wish I had had more firepower to take them all down there when they didn't know I was behind them.
Boost now active.
Oh, if we could grab the boost, though, that would be a prime way to get up there.
Agent down.
I'm afraid I can't res you, my friend, because they're going to beam us.
The boost is being taken by allies. Allies have acquired the boost.
Which side are they spawning on? I don't even know where. Where did we start? I have no idea where they're coming from right now. It should be over here, I think.
Hostile defender drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected.
Dang, there's one on the... Oh, there were two to the right. I just ran into the whole team.
Our Stinger hive detected.
I think MTX is it monetization or is it microtransactions? But basically the same thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, he ran back. Yeah.
Agent down.
Let's see, two of them are dead right now. Can I sneak either of them right here? Yep.
I'm sending you a specialization supply drop.
It's so bad how there's just no radar, no way to tell where people are. Like, that dude had no clue how to find me or counter me. And I'll move again and he won't know this time. Look, I'll do it a third time. He might go the other way if he's smart. I think he might have gone the other way. I don't see him in there.
The enemy is about to claim the supply drop.
No, they're not.
Specialization supply drop.
Shoot, I couldn't get him off in time. Killed him at least.
Hostile Stinger hive detected.
Oh! Didn't know he was right there.
You're halfway through the fight.
What's up, Kozik? Good to see you, dude. And Bryce, becoming a member of Rogue Studios. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very much appreciate you joining up, being willing to support that way. As I'm sure you know, but I'll shout out, you now get the badge by your name. You get access to emotes to use here in the live chat and on the video comments. And if you want to, join our Discord server and link up your YouTube account on there, you'll get special access. Pardon me as I'm trying to stifle a burp. But thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciate it.
The rogues have run out of reinforcements. You can win this.
Shoot. Oh!
Vital signs critical.
I got saved.
Agent down.
But yeah, Kozik said, can't wait for the snow. Me too, man. And the accepted theory at this current point in time, which, of course, it's all speculation, and we need to treat it as such, but the fact that they're going to show whatever it is at Gamescom tells me that it's more than just them adding snow as like a weather pattern. Oh!
Online.
Well, that was a good rocket. I didn't see that coming.
Serious trauma detected. Agent out of action.
Because if it was just snow, and there was no like big new gameplay element to it, would you really show that at Gamescom? Anyone who's not a Division fan is not going to care that you added a weather pattern to the game. So I don't know. I feel like it has to be some kind of more substantial piece of content.
Allies are acquiring the boost. The boost has been taken by allies.
But we'll find out soon enough.
Agent needs assistance.
Dang, this guy just wiped everybody?
You're running low on reinforcements.
You want me to... Oh, I'm sorry, Bandit. Was that you?
Victory is yours.
It's such a dirty tactic, but it's just like, if Conflict isn't going to put in a radar, then that's the kind of stuff that happens. Like, it's tough not to take advantage of that. But I'm sorry, GG's. Oh, Michael, did you get in on that run? Very nice. All right, I'm going to back out to invite Robert, since Robert accidentally left before. And then I got time for one more game. It's survival or bust. I mean, I'll never say that because we don't know what they could have come up with, right? What if they come up with something that was better than survival? It seems hard to imagine until you see something presented that you're like, wow, that could be cool. But we will have to see. Yes, Jake, give me 2 seconds. I'll let everybody reset real quick. Eagle Bear PvE build, right? All right, there you go. Link is in the chat.
You have been promoted to group leader.
There we go. That should be the group.
Another agent has joined your group.
All right, Hermes, with the next question. When it comes to Division 3, what are some features from Div 1 or 2 that you don't want to see return? Oh, boy. Great message there, Chris. Have a good rest of your day, man. Thank you, as always, for hanging out. Thank you for the gifteds. As always, incredibly kind of you, man. Have a good rest of your weekend. See you back next week, I'm sure. All right, everybody's in. Be sure to accept the queue. Michael with the $10. Not dollars, sorry. But the 10. Thank you so much, man. As always, y'all never cease to find ways to support. Thank you very much, dude. Incredibly kind of you. And Robert as well, joining up to Rogue Studios. Welcome, man. Y'all are too generous. Robert and Bryce both joining up to Rogue Studios. Welcome, Robert. I'll give the same spiel. Badges, emotes, Discord access. Welcome to Rogue Studios. Thank you for joining up and supporting what I do on here. All right. I want to anger Hermes and not answer the question. When it comes to Division 3, what are features from 1 or 2 that you don't want to see return? Well, from number 1, I don't want to see classifieds return. But they haven't done it so far in 2, so hopefully we're past that. In 2, I would prefer to not see our current gear system return. I would like to see them take another crack at a gear system. What else? I would prefer not to see 3 Dark Zones return from Div 2. I want them to go back to 1DZ. We got Domination. Nice. What else do I not want to see return? I'll have to think if there's more. Frank coming in. Oh my goodness, man. With the, he said, why is it $27.99? I don't get it. Well, it does not matter, man. Still, $27.99 donation. Thank you so much, man. Damn iPad app. Regardless, dude, wanting to support and donate that much is very generous. Thank you so much, man. Everybody's coming in and being more than kind. Robert, Bryce, Michael, Frank. Thank you guys all, sincerely. Not 25, not 30, 27. Again, no complaints here. Thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate you, man. Robert said, glad to be here. Best source of Division info, in my opinion. Thank you, dude. I try my best, and I'm very appreciative of everybody who thinks so as well and sticks around for it.
The objectives will soon
28 Canadian is 4 times more in USD. You mean like it's 4 times higher than it would be in USD, or USD is 4 times more? If that's $100 in USD, that's insane, man. But I assume you mean the other way around.
Domination points ready for capture.
No, we didn't get A. Oh well. Someone's up here. Trust me, I'm not here. You should push this way. Nice. Look at that double team. What?
Vital signs critical.
Dang. He didn't even know that our teammate was there.
Agent deceased. Agent down.
Alright, I'll get home spawn. No points have been captured. That's kind of hilarious. We're just playing with no no objectives taken.
Point Alpha was captured by your team.
I appreciate your content and the way you break down builds. Thank you, Notable. Builds are always a tough thing. People have different preferences on how much detail you go into and how much you don't, like all that stuff, so it's always a slippery slope, but glad you like it. Thank you for saying that.
Point Charlie.
You have your current build
captured by the
on the
enemy.
channel. I have variations of this Viking, but I don't have this specific one put out in a video. I probably need to make it at some point. But it's just 3 Umbra with the chest piece, Ninja Bike backpack, and then Contractors and Walker. It's pretty easy overall to set up. 3 Umbra, Contractors, Walker, Ninja Bike. Normally I have the Iron Lung instead of the Pestilence, but we're showing off the Pestilence skin in this stream, so I figured why not.
Agent down.
Yeah, just Umbra in general is very good in conflict. You'll see it gets used a lot.
About to come online.
Point Bravo was captured by your team.
Boost.
Okay, so I was joking about conversion from Canadian to US is 1.4. Gotcha. Well, I will say once again, regardless, the amount does not matter. The fact that you willingly, oh my goodness, want to support like that is beyond appreciated, man. Shoot.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Good plays there. Airdrop.
Agent down.
Yeah, thank you, Frank.
Allies have acquired the boost.
Since we're on the discussion of Division 3, do we know where it is taking place in?
0.
We do not. There are basically 0 details officially confirmed about 3, other than it's real. So no confirmation. I'm just getting back into Division 2 and your videos have been the best help so far. Much love. Coda. Thank you for that. And very happy to hear it. You are more than welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying your time back in the game.
Point Charlie is now held by your team.
Why did my gun go silent? That was weird. This guy actually... Yeah, he knows PvP. He's not a joke.
Serious trauma detected. Agent out of mission.
Can I get him? He's slippery. He's getting out of there. I should probably give up, but now I'm just kind of enjoying the show here.
Agent killed. Hostile defender drone detected. An agent needs
Jackson said I think it's going to be in Chicago. Chicago would be great. UB's already done it in Watch Dogs. That's the thing, is that there at this point there's not there's not a ton of places that like haven't been done, whether it's by Ubisoft or some other
Agent down.
some other game. We know that the final 3 contenders for Division 2 were DC, Seattle, and New Orleans. So maybe they would go with one of those other 2 that they didn't do for Div 2. Or maybe they have an entirely different idea in mind. We just don't know. Don't think I don't see you behind that truck. Oh, I hit myself. I hit myself and not him. Good thing he rolled away. Oh, there is a guy down here.
Assistance.
Just dropped in from the sky. Oh, I forgot we had spec ammo. Hang on. I'll get him right here. Rogue firing so fast that his gun went quiet. Seemed like it.
Point Charlie has been taken by the enemy.
Oh, they backcapped us. Oh, I got him with the pestilence tick.
5 minutes left.
Spawn flip. I'd love to see a mission DLC of the Shade hub from Crossroads. Me too, Matt. Yeah, seeing like a Shade core mission would be pretty cool.
Hostile defender drone detected.
Which I do like the kind of off-site location thing they've adopted in Div 2. I mean, I love my open worlds,
Boost
but
about to activate.
the freedom that the off-site location thing allows is pretty nice. With what they've done with like Camp White Oak and then the Brooklyn missions.
Online.
I think there's a lot of value there.
Agent down.
Oh shoot! I didn't know he was chasing me up. Get out of here. Oh,
Bravo is in
that's
enemy
awkward.
hands.
Good thing he wasn't looking this way. I can't aim. Oh, I got him with the... Dude, the Pestilence just gets kills like minutes later.
Boost will soon deactivate.
Okay, 3 of them just spawned in. See if we can't.
Allies are acquiring the boost. The boost has been taken by allies.
Where are they gonna be at? How did I not see the rest of them run out of the spawn area?
Agent down.
Oh, there's one. Missed me.
An agent needs assistance. Hostile stinger hive detected.
I'm just gonna kit and frag out because there's only a few seconds left.
Point Bravo is being held here.
Face me. GG's. How many kills do we think that was? Had to be over 10, I would think.
You've won. Good job.
Mark said, where do you want to see Division 3 be set at? My 2 picks are Chicago or Boston. I feel like those would emulate similar vibes from Division 1 while still being distinctive enough and in its own thing. Postman said they should do it in Reno, then I'll know where everything is. Perfect. Someone said on another stream, London, because he was working on it. Well, the unfortunate part about the internet is that... Oh, I got 17. Good lord. Well, GG's. I'm backing out, by the way, for the people who were in the group. That was my last one. The unfortunate thing about the internet is that people can say whatever they want, and you don't have to fact check it, and there's no way to know if they're telling the truth. So, while I'm sure there is some slim chance out there in the universe that that person is actually working on the game, the chances are no, because they signed pretty heavy NDAs, and there's
Area detected.
some pretty big consequences and penalties awaiting you if you were to leak that kind of information. So, I would not personally trust that. Yeah, that's one of my biggest hopes, Frank, is that whatever we get for Div 3, that it's just pretty similar to that E3 demo, at least in terms of visuals. Like, that looked pretty incredible. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm working on Division 3, and it's set in Australia. There you go. Confirmed. Spread the news. Yeah, it's the internet. You always gotta take that stuff with a grain of salt. Alright, folks, well, that is just about all I've got. Again, I know it was a shorter stream today.
Backup request.
My apologies, but less stuff going on, and I would like to try and save my voice given the weird allergy sinus stuff I was mentioning at the start of the stream. Much appreciate everybody tuning in. I know it was a little bit ranty today, but we had some good chats. As always, I appreciate it. Thank you, as always, to everybody who decided to gift and join up as a member. I guess he said build, please. There you go. I'll leave it on this. Robert and Bryce for joining up. Appreciate you. Michael with the donation. Frank with the donation. earlier on Chris and everybody gifting subs. Matt, I believe. Thank you all very much as always. Everybody's saying GG's. Final boss of RogueGold's Div 3 is a kangaroo. You know it. So yeah. Again, not a ton happening this week, but I still got some videos planned and coming out, so stay tuned for those. We should be live again next week, and there's only 3 weeks left until the finale. A week after that, we'll be into Gamescom territory for more news on the snow content, so good stuff coming next month. Oh my god, Dale right at the end, hopping in with the $10 super chat, just saying thanks, RG. Thank you, Dale. That's incredibly kind. Coming in with the last second donation. Sincerely, Dale, thank you so much. Anarchy, thank you. Hopefully I will. That would be nice. But, you know, it's that time of year. So it'll probably keep going. But yeah. Do you think we'll get info for the next season at Gamescom? If they don't say anything about next season by Gamescom, then maybe. They did confirm in the investor report today that Year 7 Season 2 will be out by September. Or, you know, it could be in September. I think currently the calendar sets it for like the first Tuesday of September. So they could, I guess. Maybe that would be when they drop the info there. It's possible. But we'll probably talk about that more in a video coming up. So, once again, that's all for me. Appreciate it. Dale, thank you again for the dono, and everybody else, thank you so much for supporting what I do. And, yeah, I'll see you all back very soon. Until then, RogueGold, out.